This is Fox 59 News at 10.
3 IMPD officers continue to recover after their patrol cars were rammed during a chase.
It's certainly uncommon.
Tonight, the lengthy criminal history of the man behind the wheel of the stolen car.
Strong to severe storms are expected across parts of central Indiana on Monday. We'll break down exactly where that threat is greatest and what may come of it in your forecast.
A historic day for the Plainfield Fire Department.
We are strong enough. We are capable.
The new all-female fire station that's helping break barriers. Fox 59 News at 10 starts right now. Tonight at 10, we begin with a look at our weather on a relatively clear night in central Indiana, but that clear weather is going to be changing soon. With a stronger storm system moving in, we're in the Weather Center with meteorologist Tucker Antico. Tucker, we're tracking a storm here. What exactly are we expecting? How bad could this potentially be?
Well, severe weather is on the table tomorrow, and that's the main focus this evening. And the storms that are moving in are already ongoing right now across parts of the southern plains region. So we're going to jump into that here in just a second, but you can see over Indiana at this present moment, it is quiet and has been relatively clear for the majority of the evening, but we are beginning to see some clouds move in from the southwest right now. Let's jump into where that severe weather is ongoing, though, and you can see across places like northern Texas through Oklahoma, even into southern Kansas, we are seeing some strong to severe storms, even a couple tornado warnings out there in what we call a squall line, that narrow line of storms. Even though it doesn't look that impressive on radar, relatively speaking, of course, it is driving a lot of strong wind down to the surface, and we're seeing this persist actually at this point for about 3 hours now, and it will continue to move in our direction tomorrow, weakening a bit as it comes in, but still the ingredients will be there for isolated severe weather across the state. Temperatures right now are on the cooler side of things. You may be thinking, isn't that kind of cold for severe weather? And what you're seeing right now certainly is. But as that line of storms comes in, it's going to be moving along with a low pressure system, and that low pressure system is going to lift warmth into the state, which will take temperatures from around the mid 40s perhaps overnight. That's about as cold as we're going to get, back into the low 60s by around the middle of the daytime tomorrow. So for the rest of this evening, you can expect rain to be moving in. That could come in as soon as about 5 o'clock. You may even hear some rumbles of thunder, but the primary severe threat that will come in the mid-morning, and we'll talk more about this ahead and what you can expect in my full forecast.
Thank you, Tucker. We do want to go to breaking news right now as IMPD tells us 2 people have been shot on the south side. Metro Police say both victims were found with non-life-threatening injuries on Fox Harbor Lane. We have a crew on the way and we'll update you as soon as we learn more. Now, this shooting is the second double shooting today. The first happened around 9 this morning on the city's northeast side. Officers responded to a report of a person shot on Millview Court and found a man and woman inside an apartment with gunshot wounds. They were both rushed to the hospital where the man later died. The woman remains in critical condition. Police say there was no sign of forced entry to the apartment. The investigation is ongoing. And Lawrence police are investigating a crash that started as a pursuit. It started around 12:30 this morning near Pendleton Pike and Franklin Road. Police tell us an on-duty officer noticed a stolen vehicle and tried to stop the driver. They say the driver took off instead, going north on Franklin Road. At 56th Street, police say the driver in the stolen car lost control and rolled the car over into a ditch. Overall, the pursuit was less than a mile long. The driver and passenger in the stolen car were checked by medics and taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The incident remains under investigation tonight. 3 IMPD officers are recovering after a man rammed a stolen truck into their cars during a chase yesterday. George Leachman was shot by 2 officers when the pursuit ended. Fox 59's Russ McQuaid has more on the pursuit over the east side and the criminal history of the man police were after.
When he was arrested here in the 300 block of North Poplar Road, George Leachman's home address came back to the Westville Correctional Facility. And officers had every reason to believe that he was driving a stolen pickup truck out of Allen County with a stolen handgun inside. Tire marks on the pavement show where the chase came to a skidding stop in a quiet Irvington neighborhood where neighbors told me that this type of mayhem just doesn't happen. IMPD says the man behind the wheel who started it all was 42-year-old George Leachman, who has a long criminal history of auto theft, ramming patrol cars, and hurting police officers.
It's certainly uncommon. I'm not familiar with any recent that are to this extent where 3 police vehicles were disabled in the course of that action.
In the summer of 2017, IMPD says Leachman rammed 3 of their cars with a stolen truck, evading arrest. A year later, they say he did it again with another stolen truck, leading to another wrecked police car. And late Saturday afternoon, IMPD says Leachman wrecked 3 more patrol cars, 7 in all, in less than 6 years, fleeing in a truck with a gun inside, a gun Leachman, a serious violent felon, is prohibited from having. But police found it when the chase came to a crashing halt on Poplar Road.
Multiple body-worn cameras were on the officers and activated and captured portions of this incident, which are being reviewed by investigators.
One officer suffered a head injury, another hurt his leg, and the third may have a broken arm. After they shot him, police officers rendered aid to Leachman and he went to the hospital in stable condition. His history includes 6 auto theft convictions, various stints in state prison, a probation violation for cutting off a GPS monitoring unit, and a guilty plea for battery resulting in bodily injury of a pregnant woman. The officers are expected to recover from their injuries.
The dedication of the officers, not only on this district, but across the department, I can't speak more highly of.
Leachman now faces 1 count of resisting and 3 counts of battery with injury on a police officer. In Irvington, Russ McQuaid, Fox 59 News.
Thank you, Russ. Tomorrow marks the 1-year anniversary of a shooting that injured an IMPD officer in Fountain Square. Officer Thomas Mangan was shot in the throat last February while responding to a call in Fountain Square. Mangan spent around 2 weeks in the hospital following the shooting, and when we checked in with him last, he continued to recover at home. It's still not known whether Mangan will return to IMPD as an officer who works in the field. The suspect in the shooting was charged with attempted murder. You can read more about the case on our website. Happening now, today marks 1 year since Sierra Breland was last seen. The Carmel mother was reported missing by her husband Xavier, who is a person of interest in her disappearance. Earlier this month, Xavier was returned to Hamilton County after spending several months in jail in Georgia. He's being held on a $100,000 bond. Again, Sierra was reported missing a year ago and hasn't been seen since. If you know anything that could help find her, call Carmel Police or Crime Stoppers. Those numbers can be found with this story on our website. New information now out of Lawrence County, where a death investigation is underway around 1 on Friday afternoon. The Sheriff's Department received a 911 call about a man found dead on Lafayette Avenue. Deputies say the man had a gunshot wound, but they're working to figure out how he was shot. Indiana State Police are aiding the investigation, rather. And today, city officials and community leaders came together for the 15th annual citywide Black History Month Awards service and celebration. The annual event is put on by Universal Ministries Worldwide to honor members of the community for the way people have helped uplift the Black community. It could be in any area like public safety, health, or media and entertainment. Mayor Joe Hogsett helped present the awards this year.
In a big way, Indianapolis can overcome its history of opposing wills is by listening to the community.
Some of the recipients of this year's award included IMPD Chief Randall Taylor, Dr. Lionel Rush, and our very own Birchelle Edmay. She says she was honored by the award and support from the community.
Thank you for trusting me to tell your stories. I invite you to call, email, text, whatever works. I am a bridge to tell your stories. I want to be a voice for our community especially.
Congratulations, Birchelle. Very exciting stuff. Plainfield Fire Territory. Plainfield Fire Territory, the busiest fire department in Hendricks County, crossed a major department milestone today by having its first fully female-staffed fire station. The department consists of 69 people split between multiple firehouses. And today, Plainfield Fire Station 123's engine and ambulance were all staffed by women, 4 paramedics and 1 EMT.
People will say, you know, we're not strong enough. We can't handle it, things like that. And I think that, you know, the women that you see in here today were willing to put in that work to make sure that we are strong enough, we are capable, we go to the training that we have to go to. And to be honest with you, the guys that work around us are very supportive of us, as we are of them.
Plainfield Fire Territory responds to more than 6,000 emergency calls each year. Up next, a deadly house explosion. Why fire crews are thankful it wasn't much worse.
And we're tracking severe weather ongoing in the Southern Plains right now. I'll let you know how that translates to our weather tomorrow and our chances to see severe storms in your forecast ahead.
We'll soon reset our clocks to spring forward and lose an hour of sleep. The sleep doctor explains how to prepare your body now to adjust to the time change.
Rain chances remain in the forecast as the mild weather holds. I'll let you know which day is my pick of the week.
4 Broadway shows are going to be making their Circle City premiere, including one for the kids. We have your exclusive first look at the upcoming Broadway and Indianapolis season. See you on Fox 59 Morning News.
At Riverview Health, your focus is our focus.
Do you feel uneasy, irritable? Does your Xfinity bill make you anxious? You may be suffering from UPH, unexpected price hikes. It happened to me. And then I switched to T-Mobile and got 5G home internet for just $50 a month. Now I'm sleeping better, my skin is glowing, and my hair has never been so shiny. Most importantly, T-Mobile has price lock guarantee. They will never raise your internet rate, ever. Switch to T-Mobile home internet. It worked for me. And just look at that shine. Wait, what has the internet got to do with my hair?
Welcome to Northern Indiana's premier hotel entertainment experience. Dine at the new Edgewater restaurant. Schedule something unforgettable at Ribbontown Event Center. The new Four Winds Casino Hotel opening March 1st. Schedule your escape today.
Well, that was too close. If we keep waiting, it'll get one of us.
I know these things can be a real hazard, but groundwater does this to concrete all the time.
Water did this.
But it's okay. You can lift it back up.
Well, let's get lifting.
Let's do it.
The effects of water can be surprising, but at Indiana Foundation Service, we'll do a complete home inspection for free so you can put water back in its place. Schedule a free home inspection today.
Honey, what are you No. Do not.
There's an expert for that.
Let your local plumbing experts at Broad Ripple Service Experts handle it. Right now, save $50 off any plumbing repair.
Bye-bye.
You know what's good at Tom Wood? We have over 1,000 cars, trucks, and SUVs available right now. And at Tom Wood, you can register to win free gas for a month at TomWood.com.
It's all good at Tom Wood.
Welcome back. A new report from the Department of Energy claims the COVID-19 virus likely originated from a lab in Wuhan, China. The Wall Street Journal reports the information, citing a classified intelligence report. Sources told the paper the ruling was made based on new intelligence. However, the department did say the findings were made with low confidence. Firefighters outside of Cleveland, Ohio say one person has died after a house exploded this morning. Officials say the explosion in Wycliffe happened shortly before 11 a.m. Fire crews arrived to find the garage up in flames. Investigators say there was significant damage to the garage, back of the house, and neighboring homes. Officials say the fire appears to be an accident and doesn't look suspicious at this time.
Something like this can take out several houses. It could hurt a lot of people, and unfortunately it did kill one person, but in this case it was only the occupant that was involved with it.
Officials say the fire appears to be an accident, doesn't look suspicious at this time, and also it's likely. And now it's likely you remember the death of Travion Martin and the trial that followed. It's been 11 years since his death, and today is National Black Lives Matter Day, which is a celebration in Martin's memory. The acquittal of George Zimmerman caused a wave of widespread anger, which led to nationwide campaigns centered around fairness and justice for black people. This is still an active movement to end discrimination and declare equality for all. Strong winter weather is continuing to pound different parts of the country. In California, southeastern areas of the state are seeing a very rare snowstorm. The potential for blizzard-like conditions remains in some areas, though flooding from heavy rain is more of a concern. Meanwhile, in Michigan, thousands have been without power for days in dangerous temperatures.
It's a little frustrating because I got the kids and stuff like that, and just making sure they're safe.
Right now, there are over 200,000 homes and businesses without power due to damaged power lines. Local officials say they hope to have the power restored to most of the areas within the next few hours. Meanwhile, on Live Guardian radar, we can see the other major storm system in the U.S. It's been in Oklahoma throughout the day, causing a lot of tornado warnings and heavy rain. Meteorologist Tucker Antico has been tracking this storm. And Tucker, you said we could be seeing the remains of it tomorrow, right?
Hey, that's right. Yeah, this storm threat right now in the southern plains is a very big one. And while it will tone down a bit as it moves in, it will certainly provide a threat for us as we head into the morning tomorrow. Actually, we should see rain move in as soon as about 4 to 5 a.m. Could even hear some rumbles of thunder with that too as temperatures begin to rise heading into tomorrow. Temperatures right now actually are nearly as cold as they'll get. They may drop another 2 or 3 degrees, but we will begin to warm up. And it's actually the warm up that will allow these storms to maintain some of the strength as they move in, again, from places like Oklahoma and Kansas right now. We sit at 48 downtown. It is overall quiet at this present moment. We've seen clouds slowly increase and a wind out of the southeast. That's what's beginning to carry in a little bit more warmth. And that's something that will pick up a lot heading into tomorrow. If we take a look at satellite and radar, you are seeing a few clouds scattered across the state right now. But once again, our weather overall quiet. But if we take a trip to the southern plains and look across locations like Oklahoma, which since I got to the weather wall here, we've seen 2 new tornado warnings appear. And actually, it looks like a very scary situation in Oklahoma City right now. That's a confirmed tornado moving through the metro area. Certainly, though, this is the storm threat that we'll be facing tomorrow to a lesser degree. Out here, there is a lot of energy, there is a lot of wind that is bringing this threat alive. And as I mentioned, this will tone down a bit, but we will get a bit of the remnant of this too heading into tomorrow. But you can see very clearly a strong line of storms, and that's being propelled eastward by a low pressure system and a cold front here, which again will move in tomorrow. Ahead of that cold front, we have a warm front though, and that's the reason that we will have the potential to see these storms in Indiana. That warm front's going to provide us some warmth and just enough energy to keep that line at least partially alive. So let's take you through Fox Futurecast and we'll talk about the threat that we have here in Indiana. And first things first, you may hear some rumbles of thunder between about 5, 6, 7 a.m. That will not provide severe weather. So don't worry if it's early in the morning you're hearing thunder. That's not our primary concern. Our primary concern, that begins between 9 and 10 a.m. You have the second line of storms moving in. That will be the decaying line of storms that I just showed you in Oklahoma. And while our threat will be lesser, I certainly believe there is an isolated chance for severe wind gusts or even a weak tornado at any point as this line makes its way through the state. Most of us will see storms. Very few of us will see severe weather, but that severe weather is a possibility. The storm will move through the state as we get into the mid and late morning, and as we head into the early afternoon, that line of storms will begin to move out. Once we get to around 1, 2 o'clock and that line is out, the severe weather threat will be over. But certainly that is a threat that will take us through at least the middle portions of the day. Our severe weather outlook here outlines, again, the majority of the state. That line is going to pass through most of the state. The line, whether you're on the northern or southern end of it, will be strong enough to provide that threat, and that's why you're seeing, again, that risk for severe storms across nearly all of central Indiana. Something we'll be watching very closely as we head into tomorrow morning with our broadcast as well. Temperatures right now as we head through the rest of the night are going to increase. Right now we're sitting at 48. There's that warmth though as it moves in tomorrow. And by the time we get into the noon hour, that's when we'll have that warm front move and really provide the greatest heating in the daytime, and that should get us into the low 60s. Again, that translates to energy for storms to feed off of, and if it wasn't for that warm front, we wouldn't be talking about storms tomorrow, but such is our situation here. After the storms move out, by the way, it's going to be windy leading into the morning, but even after they're done, here we are in the mid-afternoon, gusts could be reaching 50 miles per hour. So once that severe threat's over, we're still talking about a very windy day, and those windy conditions will take us into the evening, eventually calming, but not until we get into Tuesday. So an active day of weather tomorrow. You'll want to stay weather aware. Make sure you have a way to receive breaking weather information, especially between 9 and 2. That's when our severe threat is, and of course, that will be through the daytime tomorrow. Now, once we get into Tuesday, our weather quiets down quite a bit. We'll have another chance for some warmth and rain showers, maybe a storm or two on Wednesday, but overall, our weather does stay busiest tomorrow. The next big storm system we'll be watching may impact us on Friday, but that's still a ways out, and we'll focus more on that tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you, Tucker. Up next, a county clerk fined what she leaked to her daughter, compromising an investigation.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Well-qualified buyers get 2.99% financing on all 2023 Equinox models, or current Chevy owners can get $1,750 total cash allowance. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Central Indiana.
Work real hard, crack us to ski. Look at the beef and that gravy. This hearty meal is a real big deal. Dinty Moore is the beer of meals.
To everyone who believes in tradition, come enjoy a few of ours from Wisconsin.
People in Wisconsin love a good fish fry.
Really love. And we love sharing it with guests everywhere.
At Culver's, we still batter our North Atlantic cod by hand to order.
And we cook it to a crispy, golden perfection just for you.
For you.
For you.
So it's crispy outside, flaky inside.
Let us take care of you. With some homegrown traditions we were raised on.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Honoring Black history, sharing our stories. Langston Hughes was one of the most important writers and thinkers of the Harlem Renaissance, the African-American artistic movement of the 1920s. His literary works helped shape American literature and politics. Through his writings, he promoted equality, condemned racism and injustice, and celebrated African-American culture, humor, and spirituality.
West Shore Home celebrates Black History Month.
Hi, I'm Steve Hinkie with Hinkie Development, and I've been a Star client since 1999. I would recommend Star Bank because they're down to earth, they listen, and they provide quick solutions to our business.
Find the one at Hubler Nissan. For a limited time only, get 0% APR financing for up to 36 months on select new Nissan models. That's right, 0% APR financing for up to 36 months. Plus, new inventory is arriving weekly.
And every new car includes our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty.
Only at Hubler Nissan. Visit HublerNissan.com.
Trust the largest weather team in Central Indiana, the Weather Authority.
Welcome back. New Yorkers came together today to honor those lost in the World Trade Center bombing 30 years ago. 6 people were killed and over 1,000 were injured after terrorists detonated a truck bomb in the parking garage of the World Trade Center in 1993. New York leaders paid tribute to the day, remembering the family members who lost loved ones.
And to the family members, your loved ones will always be in our hearts, as far too many that have experienced the devastation of terrorism and terror. We will continue to lift you up in prayer.
The New York governor also sent her sympathies to the families, telling them victims' memories will never be lost. A former deputy county clerk is facing $10,000 fine for leaking information about a search warrant before it was made public. Curtina Johnson was fined $10,000 on Friday. She worked as a clerk out of Anderson. She's accused of telling her daughter to stay away from a person who was about to have a search warrant executed on them. Her daughter then told the target, which caused police to put off the search until later. Happening tomorrow in Carmel, a section of 116th Street will close between Hazeldale Parkway and Eller Road for repairs. Crews will be closing one lane at a time to repair sections of the bridge's joints. The closures are expected to start around 9 tomorrow morning and should be finished up by tomorrow afternoon, depending on weather conditions. And gas prices are starting to come down in the Hoosier State. Right now, a gallon of regular gas will run you around $3.23 in the state on average. And that's down almost 10 cents from just a week ago. The drop in prices comes after a couple of weeks of price increases. Experts say it's likely due to demand and supply equaling off after the February break. And nationwide, employers are seeing a lot more workplace burnout in recent months. Experts at Indiana University say the burnout likely existed pre-pandemic, but the issues the last few years made it worse. Now employers need to take steps if they want to see employees back in the office.
That executives have to examine the corporate structure, the mission statement, and the policies that go along with it and say, are we actually including our workers as legitimate stakeholders in the overall process of this business?
The professor goes on to say that executives can make small changes to increase worker satisfaction, such as giving a remote option or increasing break times. And Tucker will be back with one last check of the forecast when we come back.
In a chase across 4 different counties.
One of the suspects exchanged gunfire with officers.
A young girl was taken to Riley Hospital.
And this evening, we do want to carefully share parts of that.
From Kokomo to Columbus, Richmond to Crawfordsville, we are Indiana's most watched news, Fox 59 News.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get a low $359 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Unstoppable isn't always the biggest.
It's jumping in with all your heart.
Unstoppable isn't always the youngest.
3. It's showing that age is just a number.
It's showing them what you're made of.
Unstoppable isn't always the strongest.
It's getting through the tough times
with all the support you need.
Unstoppable isn't never having a setback.
It's giving your best, no matter what.
Unstoppable is just never, ever giving up on the things that truly matter. Hendricks Regional Health.
Unstoppable care for unstoppable people.
Learn more at hendricks.org/unstoppable.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Mazda with some great deals going on right now. Like a new Mazda CX-30, lease from just $249 per month. Or the ever-popular Mazda CX-5, lease it from just $299 per month. Or the brand new Mazda CX-50 from just $329 per month. Or own any of these new Mazdas starting at just 0.9% APR for 36 months. So come on in to Tom Roush Mazda and get one of those great deals, just north of the high prices.
It's February. It's February?
It's February! It's February! It's February! What the?
Get a free furnace this month from Peterman Brothers. When you install a qualifying high-efficiency AC unit, we'll include the furnace for free. Take advantage of this incredible savings for a limited time. Visit yourfreefurnace.com to schedule your free furnace installation today. And we'll see you tomorrow, guaranteed.
And it's Liberty Bell closest to the rail. Around the back turn. And here the horses come. That race is way on the outside. And there we go, the traffic. They come down the line again. They're back in action. The boats are gone. Here's the wire. And
Add drama to every drive. The exhilarating Audi SUV family. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
More people start their day with Fox 59 Morning News.
It would appear that the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
Catch these offers while you can.
Shake Shack is now offering a fine dining experience. The chain is offering a truffle table VIP experience. As part of their truffle menu launch, 10 select locations will have one table set up in a classy setting for participants. It'll cost just $20 a person. Not bad. For that $20, you'll get with truffle burgers, truffle fries, and Shack canned wine. Tucker, I didn't even know they had Shack canned wine.
I didn't know they could do that kind of service. I like Shake Shack, but wow.
And $20, like, that's not bad.
We'll take that. Yeah, I
like
know.
it.
I mean, I love their food to begin with, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, I love having their food here in town.
Yeah, I was actually at the original in New York. I believe it was like 5 years ago. And I had no idea they were like so big at the time because that was the first time I'd ever been to one. But now seeing they're all over the place, it's it's interesting. Definitely adds more options. But they want us to talk about weather. Let's talk about, I could go on about this a little bit.
Yeah, so could I.
Tomorrow we do have a severe storm threat. That'll be important to pay close attention to between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. tomorrow. Certainly some strong wind gusts, even weak tornadoes are possible. So stay weather savvy, and we'll keep you updated tomorrow.
And that does it for Fox 59 News at 10. Sports Overtime is next. Chris Hagan is here with a look at what he's working on tonight.
Hey, Michael, it's the final Sunday in February, so you know what comes next. We're talking March Madness after the break. IU, Purdue, and JMV from 107.5 The Fan. Stay tuned. Sports Overtime is next.